Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about discipline. What is discipline? How does it affect our mental health? And what can we do to build better discipline? Discipline is an important ingredient to success and a fulfilling life. Not to mention that discipline contributes to promoting positive mental health in each of us. How? Let me explain. A while back, we wrote a blog for our website about the goals we set for ourselves and its connection to our self-esteem. We referenced a scientific journal article that explains that improving self-esteem promotes mental health. The article also states that setting and achieving meaningful and personally relevant goals plays a role in improving self-esteem. Now, setting goals is the easy part. If you're a motivated individual, you're probably already setting goals for yourself. Now, there is a right and a wrong way to set goals, which I'm not going to get into right now, but in my opinion, setting goals is not that hard. The hard part is actually achieving those goals. Something I like to often remind myself of is that two of the main ingredients of success is motivation and discipline. Motivation is really nice to have. It's that spark that gets us out the door to get us to take that first step. But unfortunately, as you are all probably familiar, motivation comes and goes. Day one, you feel like you can do anything, climb any mountain, your goals are within reach. But on week two or month two, it gets harder. You start to slack on all your responsibilities and your goals seem unachievable now. This is because you lack self-discipline. Self-discipline is the ability to control your actions and emotions in the face of temptations and distractions, to be able to come up against challenges and still persist. Self-discipline is the bridge between goals defined and goals accomplished. I feel like some of the most unhappy people are those who are highly motivated but lack any discipline. I know because I've been this person. Here's the thing. Discipline is a complex trait with a lot of dimensions because it affects so many different areas of our life. Think about it. Getting up earlier than we usually do. Not impulse buying junk food when we grocery shop. Getting ourselves to go to the gym 3 times a week. Not yelling at your friend when they're annoying you. All of these things require discipline. Lucky for us, people like Phil Stutz exist. Stutz is a psychologist and therapist. There's even a Netflix documentary about him, so he ought to know what he's talking about. Stutz describes 3 broad categories of self-discipline: reactive, structural, and expansive. Reactive discipline is your ability to control your thoughts and actions when unforeseen situations happen that you don't have direct control over. This is the type of discipline people might be most familiar with. For example, you're trying to work at your desk and you have your phone next to you. Your phone starts to vibrate with notifications. If you're able to restrain yourself from grabbing your phone and looking at your notifications, then you've demonstrated strong reactive discipline in that moment. Reactive discipline is impulse control. It's control over your subconscious behavior. An area of my life where I'm trying to build better reactive discipline around is controlling the impulse to reach for a sweet treat whenever I'm hungry and I walk past the bakery or the dessert section at the bodega. I have a big sweet tooth and I need more restraint when confronted with that impulse. Structural discipline is about order and form. It's scheduling your day so that you're set up to reach your goals and sticking to that schedule. For example, say your goal is to be more active. To accomplish that, you could schedule a 30-minute walk during your lunch and a lift session after work every day. Having strong structural discipline means being able to stick to that schedule day in and day out. Incorporating these behaviors into a daily plan and actually following through with it will bring you closer to your goal of being more active. I'm trying to build structural discipline around my sleep schedule. I want to improve my quality of sleep, so I'm trying to sleep at the same time and wake up at the same time every weekday. Sticking to the schedule every morning and every night is going to require a lot of discipline. Third category defined by Phil Stutz is expansive discipline. Having strong reactive and structural discipline will get you closer to your goals, but it's not enough. You need to be constantly growing and moving forward, otherwise you'll eventually plateau and remain stagnant. For example, say you have a goal of one day buying a home. You could have the structural discipline to save the appropriate amount of money each paycheck to put towards a down payment, and you could have the reactive discipline to not make large impulsive purchases and poor financial decisions that will set you back. But what if some unexpected life event happens and your financial situation changes? Maybe you suddenly have a kid on the way, or you have hospital bills to pay. Having expansive discipline is being adaptable and adjusting to changes happening in your life. It is setting new and higher goals when you reach your previous ones. I'm practicing expansive discipline with Wise Down. So far this year, we've been following a schedule with creating content, but that isn't enough. We're trying to improve our videos and our blogs a little bit with each one, coming up with new ideas and taking input from our audience. Constantly growing in this regard requires a lot of discipline. Here's the thing about discipline. It's a skill. We all have at least some amount of self-discipline, but we have to intentionally practice it to get better at it. Not too long ago, I made a blog where I share some advice for building discipline. Just some tips that have worked for me that you might want to try. I'll leave a link in the description for you to read it. A lot of what goes into building self-discipline is similar to creating habits. This is because if we're consistently disciplined with an activity or behavior for long enough, eventually it turns into a habit, and habits are much easier to maintain.
I hate this. Running is terrible. Everything is the worst. Oh my God. Oh my God.
It gets easier. Every day gets a little easier.
Yeah?
But you gotta do it every day. That's the hard part. But it does get easier. Okay.
That's it for this video. I hope you learned something today. We want to hear from all of you. In the comments, write about an aspect of your life that you're currently trying to form discipline around. Also in the comments or at the link in the description, ask us your burning mental health related questions and we'll create content answering it.